The class first started about 6.5 years ago. There were 3 people learning with Rabbi Hertz. I was one of them. Shmuel Steinberg, who's still in the class, is another one. And we started to get to talking about maybe we should formalize this a little bit. And Rabbi Hertz had the idea, let's do Smicha. There were a lot of people in the community that had gone to yeshiva, and for whatever reason they'd never had the opportunity to do something like this. And we said, let's do it. Let's really do it.
Before I knew it, our class grew. We started out the class, and it was the excitement, the energy was unreal. Chavrusa learning, questions, people put extra hours at night to study. I remember the first test, when I walked to the shul one night, 11:30, 12 at night. There were people there who have day jobs, very busy, intense day jobs, were sitting and preparing hours and hours and hours for the upcoming test.
Hey, the best part of the Smicha program for me was the consistent learning that we learned twice a week, 2 times each time for 2 hours, and we had the shir and then the chavrusa part, and
It was, however, extremely difficult and challenging. Rabbi Hertz set a very high standard for us. We had to cover a lot of material, and I have to say that Rabbi Hertz was there not just giving the lectures, but supporting us and taking through every chavrusa session.
I wanted to point out that studying for tests, I haven't had such an opportunity since I was in college. The pressure and the excitement and the learning is totally different when you know you're being tested.
In order for one to accomplish Torah the way Hashem wants, the highest level of learning Torah, one must toil, one must work. In the past 6 years, we joined in a Smicha program where there was work 4 hours a week, 2 hours of learning, 2 hours of chavrusa time.
If you ask me why I did this, it's really for my children. I want Mia, Baruch, Hillel, and Zalman to know how important it is to learn and to take time from your activities every day, in addition to earning a parnasa, that you really need to learn Torah and how important Torah is. So if that's what I've accomplished during these last 6 years, that would be the greatest thing.
A transformative process where my goals started off professional in the class, then they moved to establishing set times for Torah study, and then the final goal, which ended up being trying to make my wife a Rebbitzin.
I'd like to thank Rabbis Hertz and Shochat for teaching us a tremendous amount of Torah, and I'd like to thank my chavruta, Rabbi Zev Zlatopolsky, for helping me to understand some of it.
Most of all, to my son Mendel, my chavrusa, my learning partner, both in Chicago and then after he moved to Amherst over the phone.
I had a very special opportunity to learn together with my father. I was provided for my education throughout my whole lifetime. I had an opportunity to learn together with him for a few hours a week for many years, and it was a tremendous pleasure for me to have that experience.
I think my wife, my children, for all of their encouragement, all their support during these last 6 years. Well, I've another title to my name. I mostly realized how little I don't know, how much more there's still to learn.
When we got married, my wife and I really wanted to go on Kollel, but it didn't work out. So when Rabbi Hertz mentioned the opportunity of the Smicha program, we jumped on this. And I say we because without my wife, I wouldn't be able to do it. She was not just supportive of this, but instrumental in making sure this happens, making sure I'm there on time every session.
It was always my lifelong dream to become a rabbi, to go for Smicha, even though I'm not quitting my day job yet. I have an interesting rabbinic moment that I'd like to tell you about. About a month ago, I had a patient who is diabetic and has not been seen by me in a few years. He is not totally religious, but is very spiritual. When I told him that the news was good as far as the health of his eyes, he said, "Oh, thank you, Dr. Spindel." I said, "Don't thank me, thank God." And the way you can do that is tomorrow morning put on tefillin.
I have the unusual distinction of having 3 of my sons start their own Smicha program after we did. But because we learned for 6 long, intensive years, all of them finished before me. However, during the times when it overlapped, it was a lot of fun being able to converse with them and talk about the things that we were learning and share ideas together.
Of course, I want to thank my wife for always being supportive and letting me, taking care of the kids while I was learning. It's even really important because I did part of this program while getting my Doctor of Audiology degree.
At our 25th wedding anniversary, when I asked my wife what she would like for her present, she said I should attend Rabbi Herz's Smicha shir. At first, I resisted, and I finally went to a class. When I came home, she said, "How was the shir?" I was very quiet, and then I started to laugh. She knew that I was hooked. Sarah, tonight, I'm delivering your present.
The question has come up what title I would like to use, whether doctor, rabbi, so on. When this question was asked to my granddaughter, Hannah Zelda, she responded, I don't know, doctor, rabbi, I'm still going to call him Zaidi.
They should be zeicher to what it says in the pasuk, Shalom Rav La'Ehavei Seresecha. As the Frierdiker Rebbe explains, not only that there's going to be peace to those who learn Torah, but there's going to be peace to those who love Torah. And this idea of love to Torah is something that goes tremendous credit to Rabbi Hertz, and he was able to bring into the community a tremendous love where everybody is learning Torah and learning Smicha.
And it's been a very, very special experience, and we're looking forward for more learning and more growing.
The good news is I'm not giving up my day job, and I hope to continue learning for many years to come.